Okay, first off, there's going to be some spoilers, so if you don't want to be spoiled by the ending or whatever, skip this review and come back to it whenever you have read the book. Hello everyone, today I'm going to be reviewing the book Dark Tides by Philippa Gregory, and this one was not one of her best works. I did finish it, but I didn't get it. So this story is in the series, the Fair Mile series, with Eleanor and Alice and Rob, and it takes place 21 years after Tidelands happens. And the big thing that's happening is Eleanor and her family think that Rob is dead because they get a letter from this mysterious woman who's said to be his widow that their son Rob, who was a doctor in Venice, died by drowning. And Eleanor doesn't believe that, and it's just this sort of figuring out who this woman is. And I just didn't get how some of the stories were connected. Like, they talk about Ned, the brother, living in New England, and you could skip that and you would miss nothing. Seriously, you would miss nothing. The only thing that he's doing is sending things for them to sell, because now they had to leave Falmire because of the trial that took place in the last book, and so now they are part of their wharf women. So they take things to sell. They sell things, but then they also work at the wharf. And the one thing I didn't like about this book is how trusting everyone is. Alice does not trust James, who comes back, but she immediately trusts Rob's supposed Italian widow and gives her all this money that she really does not have. And this woman, come to find out, she is a con artist, and she has pretty much everyone fooled, a lot of people fooled, except Eleanor knows in her heart that her son isn't dead. And I really think this shouldn't have been part of the Fair Mile series. I think that this should have been a book on its own. I think it would have done a lot better as a book on its own. And this does not sound, just reading it, I mean, you could replace these characters. This really doesn't sound and read like a Philippa Gregory book. I just don't know if she's running out of ideas. I think she needs to kind of take a break. I mean, she's written books for 20 years. I think she needs to take a little bit of a break and come back with something new, which she kind of did, but this wasn't her best series, and the ending was really off. There was really no comeuppance for the villain, really. Not like there probably would have been in real life, because she's a scam artist, she's a con artist. And Eleanor, who's the strong, independent woman from the last book, is basically an invalid because of the accident that happened in the last book. So she is sidelined. This is all about the stranger, that widow that comes in black. And she has Alice, who's supposed to be really smart, and, with it, I guess, I don't know if that's the right word, but just really smart. She's fooled immediately. She's giving her money that she doesn't have, and I think this should have been similar to, Philippa Gregory wrote a book called The Wise Woman that took place in Tudor England, but it could have stood on its own. I think this should have been one of those kind of books, and replaced the characters with totally new characters, and kind of made it in the same time period but standing on its own. So I was really disappointed in this book. I I was waiting for this. I found out that it came out in November. It came out November 24th, around Thanksgiving, if you live in the United States. And I I was waiting for this book. I did I liked the first book, but this I don't think this should have been, you know, I don't think this should have been part of this series. I think it should have been a standalone book. Um but that is all I want to say about this book, and I'm glad the lighting is better. And right now I'm listening to the book Born a Crime, and I will also be reviewing the another Philippa Gregory book, The Other Queen. So I will see you all in the next video. Bye, guys.